Howdy folks, Wes here, checking in again. Hope everyone is doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Just got home from work and felt like getting on camera and talking about some records. So we're going to continue on with some more of the Vinyl Survivor series. I still got several batches here I need to get posted and get filed away back here, the ones that made it at least. Anyway, this is the, in case you haven't seen this before, this is the Vinyl Survivor series. Pull out 5 albums from my inbox, stuff that's new to my ears, clean it up, give it a listen, and let you know what I thought of it, and let you know if it's something I'm going to be keeping in the collection or if it's going to be going away. So let's go ahead and get into it. First album we have here is the 7th album from the band UFO. UFO are sort of a British hard rock group, well known for the leader Michael Schenker, and this was actually the last album that featured Michael Schenker on it, the last UFO album before he left and did some solo work, I believe. This was from 1978 is when this one was released, and it's on Chrysalis Records. This was cut at the Mastering Lab LA, and we have TML-S and TML-M in the dead wax. So this was cut on, one side was cut on the master lathe and the other side was cut on the slave lathe. I been doing some research on this, and they actually had 3 lathes. Sometimes you'll see TML-X, which was their 3rd lathe. So they would cut three masters at the same time, basically, to just speed up the process. So they would just mark each one wherever it was cut, so they could go back and find if there was a problem with something. They would know which lathe it was cut on if it was a problem with the lathe. So yeah, one of the plates for this record was cut on the master lathe, and the other side was cut on the slave lathe, but everything cut at the Mastering Lab. So yeah, as I was saying, UFO, British hard rock group, very just mainstream hard rock kind of music, very of the times, like an AC/DC or something like that, you know. So overall, I enjoyed listening to this. I didn't love it. There was nothing that reached out and grabbed me and said, you know, you got to have this, and this isn't typically the kind of music I love. So it was just an enjoyable listen for me, and I'm not going to be keeping this, but it was a good listen. I enjoyed it. You know, some great guitar licks on here. If you love hearing, you know, good guitar licks, you probably like this. Some good stuff, but not something I need to hear again, so I'm going to be passing this one on. Alright, next up we have a live album from Kenny Loggins. This is just titled Kenny Loggins Alive from 1980. And this is actually a compilation of several concerts from Sacramento, Chico, LA, and Tahoe. And just a bunch of different stuff here on 2-disc set. It's a gatefold. Some pictures there. Also have inner sleeves with lots more pictures. It's sort of one of those live albums that has lots and lots of pictures. So if it's a group you're really interested in, then that's, you know, pretty cool to see a lot of different pictures and stuff from around the time these concerts were recorded. There's some liner notes with those. So yeah, overall, I did not enjoy this. Didn't really know much about Kenny Loggins other than the Danger Zone from the Top Gun soundtrack. Very, very soft rock, pop rock, very, you know, mainstream AM radio or, you know, FM adult contemporary radio kind of stuff here. Interesting to listen to, but another one that, you know, I don't need to hear again. I'm not going to be keeping this, but like I said, interesting listen. These are both thrift store kind of pickups, so probably 50 cents I paid on these. So, you know, it was worth 50 cents to hear them. They're not going to be making the collection. And Kenny Loggins is on the red Columbia label. Pretty common label. I know we all know that label quite well. Not particularly my favorite label, but it is what it is when we see a lot of. Nothing that interesting to note in the dead wax of that one. Okay, moving on. Continuing on in the 80s here, we have the 3rd album from Madonna, True Blue. And this is another big hit for her. You get Papa Don't Preach and La Isla Bonita. There were the two main songs on here that really went big for her. Came out, I don't know if I said this, this came out in '86. So she was going for more of an adult, some more, she was getting older at this point, and she was going for some more adult themes, and this is sort of for her transition into some of her more later works where she got more, just more adult type themes, young adult themes, I guess you could say. But we get a insert here with lyrics. And then there's also a poster that goes along with this album. If you have this album, you should have this poster as well. There is the poster that goes with True Blue. And then finally the album itself, but it's on custom labels, but it is on Sire Records. You're still on Sire here. Mastered at Future Disc, and looks like it's pressed at Specialty Records Corp. It's got the big S with the R and the C in the open parts of the S. And overall, I mean, I love Madonna. I like this album a lot. This particular copy is not going to be staying in the collection just because I don't know if it's going to show up on here. This was a thrift store buy, as typical with most of the stuff I buy. I did not notice. There's no way it's going to pick it up. There is a pretty good scratch on the last track, Love Makes the World Go Round, and it actually is bad enough where it skips. So this particular copy won't be staying in my collection just because the disc is damaged and it skips, and it's not perfect, and I know for a fact there's at least one more down there of this album, and hopefully that one is in better condition. But yeah, it was unfortunate that this one was damaged, and so it's not worth keeping. I may throw this in a yard sale bin or something. Maybe maybe somebody will want this just for the poster. I'm sure a lot of those got hung up at some point, and probably some albums out there missing that one. Yeah, that's Madonna's True Blue, a classic one. I will eventually be making its way into the collection, but that particular copy is not good enough for me. I won't keep a record that skips. Okay. Now we're moving back into the 70s again. We got some southern rock or country, depending on how you look at it. This is the third studio album from Charlie Daniels Band, titled Night Rider. I'll show you the gatefold on this one. It's kind of oh, wrong way. Picture there. Yeah, really good Charlie Daniels album here. This is a really good example of the variety of different things they can do. There's some really good there's some comedy songs on here. There's some just good jams, southern rock style jams on here. Just really good stuff on here. Really good Charlie Daniels album. I really thoroughly enjoyed listening to this, and this one it's going in the collection. I really like this. Rarely get let down by Charlie Daniels, and this is definitely a really good Charlie Daniels album. And if you see it cheap, definitely pick it up. Wouldn't hesitate on recommending this to somebody who was looking to get into Charlie Daniels. Just a generic inner sleeve on this one, advertising kind of stuff. And early Charlie Daniels albums are on the Kama Sutra label, so that's a cool label. I really like that label, so that's a cool bonus. Sterling in the Dead Wax. Yeah, as I said, definitely if you're looking to get into Charlie Daniels and you see this one out in the wild for cheap, absolutely pick it up. This is a great Charlie Daniels album. It would be a great introduction for somebody for Charlie Daniels. It sort of showcases the different types of songs they did, and their talents and their ability to jam, their ability to make really fun party kind of songs, and just a really fun band, and yeah, going in the collection. Okay, the last album we have to talk about today is the 9th album from James Taylor. This is the one just titled Flag from 1979. Our sleeve here. with some lyrics. And this is on Columbia Records, but he has custom labels, so we got the flag there on that side and on the other side here as well. And this one was also, the plates were also cut at the mastering lab, and this one has S on both sides. So the plates for these were cut on the slave lathe. So yeah, James Taylor's Flag. This is where he sort of lost me with this one. I didn't really enjoy this one at all. It just kind of went over my head, you know. I kind of had trouble staying focused on the music. It just was really sort of uninspired to me. He does some songs from a musical he helped write called Working. It's based on a book written by Studs Terkel, which I actually read that book 20-something years ago now. Read it a long time ago. It was a really interesting book. So I guess he wrote, the songs he wrote for it are Mill Worker and Brother Trucker. So I guess Working is a sort of a, how can I explain it? It's sort of each chapter is about a different job, and it sort of, you know, focuses on one character that does a certain kind of job. So it would take someone who's a mill worker and sort of breaks down what their job is, and what the intricacies of that are and stuff. And you know, today we have these TV shows that are about loggers or gold diggers or gold miners, I should say, not gold diggers, or you know, crab fishermen or ice road truckers. You know, very interesting jobs that people don't really get to see or learn much about. And the book sort of dove into each of those professions and sort of exposed what it was like to do those types of jobs. And a really interesting book, really good book. I recommend reading it if you get a chance. But yeah, this album is not worth your time. Go buy the book, I guess. Don't listen to the album, buy the book. So yeah, James Taylor Flag. Like I said, it didn't do much for me. Not going to be adding this to my collection, even though I do like James Taylor. I just think this one, it didn't do anything. So I want to thank you all for watching. That's another episode of The Vinyl Survivor. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it. And we'll see you again with a new episode real soon. Cheers.